Hi, everybody. That light is really bright. Hold on. There we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. My name is Monique Carlisle, and I am the Business Optimization and Automation Specialist here at Midasweb. And we come on every day at 12 noon to share business tips, tricks, and strategies for you to implement immediately so you can scale your business. We then take those tips, tricks, and strategies, and we fulfill them with AI. So we use a variety of AI tools. ChatGPT is our popular, most common one, but there's a lot of other ones. So we implement those to fulfill those strategies, and then we show you how to implement those things into the automation suite. So here at Midasweb, we are users of the HighLevel system. If we can help you with your HighLevel system, we are happy to. We want to help you scale and grow. Immediately following today's live and every live, we hop into our Zoom room where we have a group style coaching, and you can ask your questions. Ask about the topic of the day or any business idea, topic or strategy. We could be a soundboard. We can help you strategize. Happy to be a valuable resource for you and your business. You can ask questions about AI tools, and even your own HighLevel system and platform. So we're happy to help and so excited you're here today. Today, we are continuing our conversation about the customer journey. So how do you get somebody who doesn't know about your business to buy from you? So in a previous video, we talked about the awareness stage, which is they don't know your business and they need to become aware of it. So we talked about those strategies. Then we moved into the evaluation phase, which is where they are aware of your business, but now they need to know that you know what you're talking about. So they evaluate who you are, what you do, and whether you deserve their time, their energy, and most importantly, their money. So we talked about evaluation strategies. Today, we are moving into the third phase, which is decision. So decision in a very general way is, what do you want the customer to do? And how do they do it? Now, decision sounds like it's a pretty quick journey, and it can be. The evaluation phase usually takes a little bit longer. Once they've decided, what you need to ask yourself is, for the thing you're offering, what do the customers do with that? And when I say thing you're offering, the decision phase is not always money. It's not always a monetary transaction. Maybe the decision for this particular campaign you're doing is to subscribe to your newsletter, or to follow your channel, or share a great resource. The decision can be a lot of different actions on the customer's part. And that's going to vary based on what you're doing in your business in that moment. If you're in a huge marketing push and you just want people to share, like, follow, and you want to build that lead list, then maybe you're not selling anything at that time. You are just holding workshops and you want people to share your flyer. That is a decision. You have to decide that. If it is a monetary transaction, there's other questions. What exactly are they buying? Is it a one-time purchase, or is it a recurring purchase? If you're charging for a subscription, that's a monetary transaction. But you don't have to charge for an email newsletter. It's a great lead magnet. Look at what that looks like. It's great to have a single product that is both a one-time and a recurring. So you might have two different ways for them to engage with you, to say, let's take dog grooming and boarding, right? They could come for a one-time fix my mangy mutt, right? Or maybe they set up that every month they get a recurring appointment and they pay for a subscription. They could do one-time drop-in. So if you're a co-working space and they want to rent out an event room for one time, you might charge a certain price for that. But maybe they want access more often, so you do a recurring subscription into that space. Lots of different ways to look at the products and services that you're offering and whether they should be one-time or recurring. Another really, really important question is, how much does it cost? How much does your product or service, one-time or recurring, cost? Maybe your recurring subscription is a little cheaper because you know you're going to keep them for a longer time, versus your one-time drop-in might be a little more pricey. You have to decide what is the cost of your product or service. And the final question to ask yourself, how do they pay you? So popular options, cash, card, or a third-party processor like PayPal, Venmo, Zelle. Be careful here. Talk to your personal business coach about the pros and cons of using different platforms like PayPal, Venmo, and Zelle for business use when it's not a business account. So there's some nuances there that we won't get into today, but definitely click the link below and head into the Zoom room right afterwards, and we can talk about those things in more detail. So those customer actions, those decisions, we need to be able to get the message across that that's what they need to be doing. So we're going to jump into ChatGPT, and we're going to look at some things we've already created. We've been working in ChatGPT with a nail salon is our sample industry, and we're going to use what we've created to talk about some of these decisions. So let's head over there. I'm going to share my screen and see what we. So the decision phase is what we're focusing on today. So I am in our nail health tips because that was the first thing that we did. As a recap, I started this chat by telling GPT to act as an expert nail technician. As long as we're still interacting with that expert nail technician, we're going to stay in this chat. If we need to utilize the expertise of a different role, a marketing expert, an SEO expert, a business coach, any of those things, you're going to want to open a new chat. Okay, so we are going to continue with this same chat because I want to get some ideas, and then we'll open a new chat to kind of take those ideas and run with them. So let's start with, so the first thing we talked, just as a recap, we talked about tips and strategies for clients to use. We built our 30-second commercial using these tips and strategies. So we had it build the strategies and then turned them into a 30-second commercial. And then we had it rewrite because it started with a advertisement style. So it gave you background, suggested music, those kinds of things, which is great if you're creating a video commercial. But since we were really focusing on the 30-second commercial, we just refocused it. So then we had some really great 30-second commercials that we can play with. All right, then we had it do a one-page tip sheet. This is a lead magnet. So we had GPT go ahead and develop that lead magnet for us, where you would have the prospect fill out their information, give you their name, email, possibly their phone number too, and then get this tip sheet in their email inbox. Then we had it do an FAQ section. And we had some technical difficulties. So I will show that first. So if you watched the last video, we're going to jump into the FAQ really, really quickly before we move into today's decision phase. And so now we are down to the, and then we had the blog posts. So we went ahead and utilized our time with GPT effectively, and we just continue to create good content. All right, so we have these blog posts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, first, let's start with the free decision. Decision being subscribe to our newsletter. All right, awesome. So first thing, we're going to compliment and give positive feedback to the GPT. I want to have a email newsletter that goes out once a month. So we're giving it some background information about what we want. Please give me, let's say 15 topics. Always ask for more than you need. That way you can throw out the ones that don't resonate with your business. So if we're looking for a year subscription topics, we're going to ask for 15, 18, something like that. 15 newsletter topics for my clients and prospects. Now, this is really important. I'm going to tell the GPT not to write them. because we're actually going to use an email expert GPT to write them. Right now, all I want are the topics. So sometimes it's appropriate to tell GPT very specifically what not to do so it can clearly give you exactly what you're expecting. Do not write the emails. Only provide the topics. All right, and we're going to go. Let's see what it comes up with. All right, so it's going to list your 15, and you're going to pick your favorite. You could love them all, and that would be awesome. And we're going to take these, and we're going to turn them into an email campaign. So I'm going to start a new chat. I'm going to click on the ChatGPT. We've got a new chat, and then I'm going to give it a role. New chat, new role. Act as an expert email, let's say expert. I'm going to change that to act as a marketing expert specializing in email marketing campaigns. So I'm telling it its role. Now I'm going to give it its task. Please create an email for my monthly newsletter. And then we're going to give it some background. So we're going to give it its task. Now we're going to give it background. I am a nail technician specializing in nail health, and then I'm going to give it some parameters. I'm going to tell it exactly what I'm looking for. The emails need to be informational with limited sales talk. So I'm telling it, do not be salesy. Just be informational with a simple call to action to book an appointment for their nail care. The topic I want for the first newsletter is, and now we're going to, I'm actually going to duplicate this so that I don't lose that prompt. So little handy cheat, if you right click on your tab, you can duplicate the tab and now you can work in a separate tab and not lose the work you have on the first one. I'm going to come back to that previous prompt and I'm just going to choose this one. And let's see what it creates. You'll read this. You'll make sure it is industry expert. Make sure you, as the industry expert, it's accurate. It sounds like you. And again, we can refine it. Tell it to be more geared towards females because that's where the nail industry is. Be more witty. Be more fun. Be more factual. We can customize and kind of build out and tell it exactly what we're expecting. All right, so we are going to pretend this is great, or maybe it's too long. So we might want to shorten it. Totally up to you. This is the first way that we can have a decision for subscriptions, and you just have it keep building. Let's do another one. Let's shift to a monetary decision. Great. I now want to look at how to price my services. I want to have one-time drop-in service rates and a recurring subscription for clients who want to come in monthly. So telling it kind of the background. We're starting with background here. And I'm going to give it its task. Please suggest some rates using industry standards and some subscription, and recommend subscription packages. All right, so I've given it a task, I've given it its background, and now we're going to have it create that. Again, you have to look at it, make sure those prices match your standards, too high, too low. You'll make your own adjustments. This kind of gives you that ballpark so that you know where to start. You can also use perplexity.ai to do additional research and compare them. Compare what GPT is telling you to what Perplexity is telling you and see where they align. Perhaps GPT tells you a basic manicure is 20. Maybe Perplexity tells you it's 25. So make sure you're doing your research on multiple platforms. And I want to see the subscriptions. Okay, unlimited monthly. And then it's 150. So they can come in once a week. Again, if that's too pricey for you, bring it down. And so, I mean, that's unlimited. And nail art add-ons. Okay. Oh, here's the premium. 1 spa manicure and 1 spa pedicure. So you get 2. So it's $80. And of course, you're going to want to do your own math and make sure that this price matches. So it says the spa manicure was 30 to 50. So you would get, and then the pedicure was 40 to 70. So we can take, $70 would be for both of those. So you would want to probably add a couple of things to make that a good sell, right? Maybe they get a massage, hand massage added in, things like that. So build out your packages. Let's go over to the implementation system. So we have our subscription and we have our products and packages. So we're going to hop over. As promised, the first thing I'm going to do is head over to sites and show you that FAQ very quickly because we did miss it last time. Click on our nail salon website. Go ahead and open our web page. And I'm just going to pop it into the top. You would scroll down and FAQs are typically at the bottom, but just because I'm showing you the feature, I'll go ahead and put it right here. So you push the plus button, you'll have all of your elements here. So you'll scroll down till you see FAQs. There it is right here. So it's under media. So about halfway down right here, just drag it in. And okay, let's put it right here. And it's immediately a 3-tile drop down. You can do a lot of things with this. Over here on the right are all of your settings. So you can add as many items as you need. You can put these in 2 columns. So if I wanted this, let's just duplicate this piece and drag it over. There we go. You'll have to change some padding and things like that. But now you have 2, so you can make shorter questions, be 2 columns, all of that good stuff. When you open up the list item, you can put an image in that FAQ, or you can just untoggle the, I can't scroll down. It's right below the picture. I can't move my picture, but right below there it says show image, and you just toggle that on or off. Under the top, you have different styles. So you can see, are they individual boxes? Are they self-contained? Or do you want just a simple drop-down menu? So play with that till it looks pretty. And then, of course, you have all of your advanced options as well, including the icon that you want for the open close. I wouldn't use that one, but perhaps you use a wrench if you're in mechanics, and then so on and so forth. And line height, you can play with all of these colors. You can change the colors of the text. You can change the color of the titles. So play with your advanced settings to make it really awesome. Now, FAQs are not just for FAQs. They're great for service descriptions, really condensing any information that you want. So it's a great place to put a large body of text with a simple header. So be creative with that. All right, so I'm going to come out of that and jump right over into payments. Now we're going to talk about payments first because that is the recurring, that's where you would sell your products and services. So I'm going to click on payments and we need to create the product. So over here, I'm going to just hover and see the drop-down menu and click products. I'm going to go and create a new product. And we're going to call it the nail subscription. To make a nail subscription, you're going to scroll down, of course, add all of your information and your images, things like that. You can add taxes if that's appropriate for your industry. But we're going to change the price from one time to recurring. So let's say this is a 6-month subscription. We're going to want to tell it to bill monthly for 6 total payments. Okay. And if you have a trial period, so if you're doing a subscription service and they get to try it out for a few days, you can put a trial period. If you want to add a setup fee or initial consultation fee, all of those things, that would get billed first in addition to that first payment. So all of those options are available. And let's just say this is a $50 subscription. You can track inventory, which if you are having a limited number of seats or this is a physical product that they get to have, maybe you sell only a few quantities, that is up to you. So once all this is done, you just click save, and that's it. That's as simple as it gets. Now you can put this, when it's recurring, you cannot do a manual invoice. So be aware of that. To make a manual invoice, we'll need to add a price. And let's just add a single price. I'm just going to copy everything. Let's say I want to do a manual invoice. I'm going to choose one time. This is for my notes. So one time, and then I'm going to hit save. So this is one way you could do a recurring subscription. The other way to do it is to do it straight from your invoicing. So invoicing, you would click on recurring templates and then create a new recurring template. New recurring template. From here, we're going to have some settings at the top. The first that we have to set up. We cannot save this until we've chosen our frequency settings. So is this a daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly subscription? I have used weekly on some clients that we meet weekly, and that's how they want it to be invoiced. That's fine. Monthly is the most common, but if you sell a yearly subscription, that might also be appropriate. So let's say it's monthly. You can choose to put pretty standard monthly due dates, or you can be a very specific date and let them choose their billing date. So on the 9th of every how many months? Do you want to bill them every month? You're going to put 1. Is it every 2 months? Put 2, and so on and so forth. So every 1 month, and I want the first billing to be on the 16th. Actually, let's put a little further out so I can show you something. So let's say the first billing goes out on the 19th, and when do I want it to end? So if you have a specific end date, you can put that. But if it's a recurring forever type subscription, just click never. Or how many times are they going to get billed? So if this is a monthly subscription, 6-month subscription, 6 occurrences, and the last setting is what is the lead time to pay this? Do you want to send it 7 days in advance, 3 days in advance? And what's awesome is when you put this in, it will tell you that the first invoice is going to be due on the 9th and will be sent on September 6th. It's because the 19th is too close. Let's move that out a little bit. And there we go. Oh, because it's going to be sent on the 9th. So because we put it on the 9th, it's not going to get sent until September 9th. So if I want it due on the 21st, then I'll just change this, and now this changes. So the due on the 21st, it matches this first line, and it's going to be sent on August 18th. Upload your logo, add your client, and here's where we add the item. So nail subscription one time, save. You can add taxes, which includes card processing fees. That's how you would do that there. Any discounts that they have, and so on and so forth. And that's it. Save and schedule. So this is how another way that you can send out a recurring subscription. Don't forget to change your title up here at the very top, because that is what the client's going to see. It'll say business name has sent you an invoice for new recurring template. So you want it to say nail health subscription or manicure subscription or the business that you work in. I typically put the client's name and business at the top, or the specific service that the invoice is going towards. And that's it. We can save it. It wants a client. Let me add a client. And save. That's it. Now we can schedule it. It's still in draft mode. I haven't officially sent it yet. To send it, you would click schedule and then choose your parameters here. You can use the customer card. They can put their cards on file. You don't see this information. It is held on the back end, and it becomes an auto bill every month. So lots of options there. All right, and the last thing we'll talk about very, very briefly is those free decisions, such as an email newsletter. We've talked about this before, but it would be a simple form-filled notification. You're sending them a lead magnet, they're subscribing to your newsletter, they submit the form, and then they're added to that automation. And actually, let me show you the monthly newsletter. This is very easy to set up. It is right here. So the monthly newsletter is simply a series of, they subscribe to your newsletter, so they're asking for information. Wait a month, send an email. The way this one is set up is you get an internal notification after that monthly email comes out, and it tells you, hey, we need a new newsletter. This puts it on your radar that, hey, you need to go update, because the client will come back to the top and wait a month, and they get the next newsletter. So you can have a newsletter template that you just update every month. If you don't want to do that, if you want to create an evergreen newsletter, what I would do is have wait a month, send an email, and then you would add a wait step here for 30 days. That's a month. And then add your next email, and then repeat this process. And then you can have evergreen emails. So if you have a very specific sequence of information that you want to send out, this is a great way to build out that nurture campaign. That's it. So those are two ways that you can implement on autopilot the decision phase and help your clients go from evaluation, decision, and then making that transaction with you, whether it is monetary, subscription, follow, share, all of those great things. You can automate that. And the next one we'll talk about is fulfillment. And that is really exciting. So I will see you next time. And as always, we are going to jump into our Zoom room next. Click the link below and join us at 12:30 Central Time to ask your questions and scale your business. Thank you for joining. See you next time.